In this video, we're looking at the sides of a right-angled triangle. So the three sides, not the tree, the three sides of a right-angled triangle all have special names, and these depend on the positions of the sides in relation to a given angle. Alright, so we have a specific angle, and the names of these sides are in relation to that angle. So the hypotenuse is the easiest one to note, because it doesn't really matter with the angle that you're looking at. The hypotenuse is the longest side and is always opposite the right angle. So you'll notice here, I can draw a straight line leaving that right angle to that side, therefore that is the hypotenuse. So again, straight angle to that side. Now, the opposite side directly faces the given angle. So in the two triangles there, we have opposite given angles. So in the left triangle, the given angle is this one up here, alright? So its opposite side is when you draw a straight line, so a straight line to that side. So therefore, in this triangle, that is my opposite side. Whereas in the other one, the one on the right, here is our given angle. It's the only other angle on the triangle now. So its opposite angle is, if I draw a straight line, is over this side. So in the two triangles, depending on what angle we're looking at, the opposite side does change. So it's important to always be picking the right angle by reading the question carefully. Usually the question will give you the angle to look at. Now the other side we like to call the adjacent side. So the adjacent side, or next to side, runs from the given angle to the right angle. So if we're looking at the left triangle, here again is our given angle. So we're looking at the side between that angle and the right angle. So I like to just say a curved arrow there. So that is what we call the adjacent. It's also the side next to that angle. So again, over here on the right, we're looking at a different angle this time. And again, it's the one between the right angle and our angle. So a curved arrow, and there's the adjacent side. So here are some types of questions you might get. So for the marked angle in each of the triangles, we're going to cover two. Name the hypotenuse and the opposite sides. So firstly, I understand because there's a red angle here, I know we're looking at this angle here. And what I need to do is identify the hypotenuse, the opposite, and the adjacent. Now the hypotenuse is the first and the easiest one. It is the longest side. So I've been given values, so I automatically know that the biggest number is my hypotenuse. So I can label that there as a h, because h is going to equal hypotenuse. The next one we're looking at is the opposite side. Alright, so O for opposite. And remember, the opposite is a straight line leaving the angle we're looking at. So if I draw a straight line down here, that's my opposite side. And finally, the last one we're looking at is my adjacent. Now remember, adjacent is next to or between our angle and the right angle. So if I draw a curve, there we go, that's my adjacent side. Once you've named two, it's quite easy to name the last one. I already knew the hypotenuse and the opposite, so I could have just put an A there for adjacent. Okay, here we have a triangle that doesn't have any names on the side. So the first thing I want to do is actually label those sides. So how we do that is we say, if I'm looking at this up here, this line here, I'm going to label that CB because it's joining point C and point B. So CB. And the same down here, this is AB, and finally CA. Now you'll also notice we have a symbol here. Now that is called theta, and usually that is used to represent an unknown angle. Okay, so this is what we call theta. It is just an unknown angle. If you wanted to, you could draw your little angle like that, and then you know you're looking at that one. So let's start labeling like we always did. Remember, the hypotenuse is opposite my right angle, so if I did that, here's my h, so that's my hypotenuse done. We'll do our opposite side, straight line leaving that, so there's my opposite. And finally, curved side, or between my angle and the right angle, is my adjacent. So we will do a quick recap. We've covered what the hypotenuse was, and that was the longest side, and it's always opposite the right angle. your opposite side directly faces the given angle, and remember, it depends on where that angle is. So in those two triangles, the opposite sides are different because we're looking at different and focusing on different angles. And the adjacent, or the next to side, runs from the given angle to the right angle. So it's the one joining your angle and the right angle, or the one next to it. So I like to draw that curved arrow.